Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of Totally Local Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at totally_local_podcast. Our website is totallylocalpodcast.com. With me most of the time,
occasionally,
physically, mentally, and
that sounds
spiritually.
good.
Yeah. Yours sounds better than mine, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is great. You sound good too.
All right, whatever. It's too late. It's too late. We're going live. As always, it's Totally Local Podcast. Colorful characters and wonderful businesses in and around the Jersey Shore. Doing it well. How you doing, Leo?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay? I'm getting that vibe from you.
Well, we're in the middle of the summer.
Yes.
And occasionally in the summertime, you get these little summer thunderstorms that come through. And as soon as I left, it started to come down. And that's all right. I actually think it cools it off. And that's fine, except I'm about halfway here, sitting at a light. Windshield wipers are going.
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down.
Intermittently.
Up. Didn't come back down.
Oh, no.
Flew right off the car.
It just went off the car?
I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't know that
I've
was
never
possible
heard of that
either.
before. It flew off the car.
Uh-huh.
Loud clangs to the ground. I roll over it and crunch it as I pull away.
That's not coming back. You
and
can't
it's
buff that out.
pouring, and I can't see, and I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What do you do in those situations?
You just. The other one was going, so I'm like leaning into the passenger seat,
see?
trying.
When life hands you lemons. That's interesting because I've been all up on the Twitter lately, and because of this show, my interests have been more totally local than why I originally got on Twitter.
Which was for porn.
It was for porn, and Twitter kind of stomped that out, so it's not as porny as it used to be. So
it's not Tumblr.
Well, Tumblr isn't even Tumblr anymore, so I hear. So I saw this video the other day of a car wheel, like the whole wheel coming off of a car and just rolling down the highway, right? And it's all funny and like, haha. And this guy, I don't know what people are thinking. Maybe I'm just old school, and the guy was videotaping this as he's driving, and I'm like, if that were me, I wouldn't be thinking like, let me get my phone out, hold it, and videotape this. So it's a whole wheel. It's not the tire. It's the whole thing speeding down the road, goes in front of the guy, hops over the median, and slams into a car, causes this huge, crazy car accident. And me, because I grew up in the 80s and I have no, my sense of reality is slipping more and more every day. I'm like commenting on it. I'm like, well, couldn't he have just like pulled up next to it and maybe like guided it? And this lady wrote back, and she was just like, "LOL, this isn't Fast and Furious. You don't know what would have happened. It was just a spinning, speeding wheel. If you did that."
Are you having Twitter arguments with?
I've been meaning to. It wasn't. No, this was a friendly discussion back and forth, and she made a good point, and I LOL'd, and she LOL'd, and everyone LOL'd. So it was fine. But I've been actually cutting back on my commentary because people really get upset, and then I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And then I realize that it's not real, it's social media, and I honestly don't care.
I have been commenting more. And learning to appreciate my opinions and making them known on social media, and it's been fairly a good experience because I'm usually right. For the most part, it's been a good experience, but I will say that at the moment somebody comes back at me, I am quick to block.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've just been blocking, unfollowing, blocking.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's friends, relatives, if they say something and I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I just kind of shut it out.
Yeah.
Because there's no time for that. And, people, as soon as things go into a political, racial, name-calling, anything that's slant, I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm in these groups on Facebook, and it's about, like, Asbury Park. It's about, like, local things. And then people want to post, people want to post ridiculous stuff that no one's going to post something on social media about one side or other side where other people that don't agree with you are going to be like, you know what? You're right. That thing you posted, it makes me feel like a totally different about my worldview. No, they're just going to battle you back and forth. So, Anyway.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook for a long time, and I try to get on Facebook. I told you this. I tried to get on Facebook for the show, and it was too weird that as soon as I hit enter and save or whatever, and the profile has been created, it then gives me a list of like 50 people. Here are 50 people that you know who are on Facebook. Yeah. How do you know that? I used a fake email. I used
well, then I don't know how they knew that.
I was like, all right, delete. This is too strange. But yeah, my social media is limited to Twitter and Instagram, and yeah, no Facebook for me.
I love Twitter, and I've been following mostly because of the show. Now I'm actually interested in. I follow local like reporters and the news and stuff. And it's journalists, I should say, not like weathermen. There's nothing wrong with meteorologists of any kind. But I follow like journalists that are talking about stuff, and it's amazing. And we'll have to cover this in an upcoming show. And I'd love to get one of these reporters, these journalists, on here. I don't know if they would take us seriously or not, or be mad because podcasting is like fun and free and whoop-de-doo. But anyway, there's so much corruption in Monmouth and Ocean counties. So much trickery and nepotism and all this stuff. It's so funny. And then the other thing is,
I don't think it's funny.
It's hilarious. It's like a comic book. It's hilarious. I mean, can you? I don't know if I could really blame people. I don't know if I would necessarily. No, I probably would be pretty much all about the nepotism. I don't know if I'd be stealing like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars from people, or anything like that. But it's so interesting to watch. The other thing that's interesting is that the Asbury Park Press wants to charge you money to read the articles, and I don't know how I feel about that.
They do?
Yeah, they try to. I mean, if you don't know about like incognito mode or looking up a cached version of a page.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Because they're always reaching out saying, join, get our app for free or whatever it is they're trying to push. Or maybe they're, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They give you a couple for free, and then I have to go through this rigmarole, my new favorite word.
Well, you're old now.
Thank you. But the thing is like, do you feel like, okay, so they give you 99 cents a month for the first 3 months. I thought it was for ongoing. I'm like, 99 cents? I'd totally do that. But then they charge you $8 a month for Asbury Park Press to get access to.
That's a lot of, like, what you could just follow the Asbury, like, Twitter feed. Yeah. And get all the news for free.
You could go other places and get all the news. It's cool, the articles that are like...
I mean, support local business and all that, but...
But it's the thing is that it's owned by Gannett, which is like this like nationwide, however wide company. And I, as a nerd, as somebody that knows code and the web and stuff, it's like you guys could be making your money... I got into a Twitter argument with some journalist who was like saying that people interested in Kim Kardashian and pop culture and whatever garbage people are interested in, that's what's ruining the news. And I'm like, no, that's not what's ruining the news. You guys got to put out better stuff and then people will read it. And they're like, well, that's not true. We got to put stuff out so people will read it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys could be making money differently than trying to this $8 a month thing for people, because you're just not as entertaining as Orange is the New Black. And, people I don't think are going to pay that.
Well, how about this? What if it was like, okay, I work for this magazine and I'm going to write this article and you can assume I will at least contribute 2 articles a week. Is that a lot?
2 articles a week? I don't know. It depends on if it's like hard hitting, like undercover.
Well, let's talk about, because I love sports and football and Jets. So let's say I was a Jets guy and I was going to make 2 Jets articles, interviews and all that stuff a week. Now, obviously, if I work for a newspaper, we're going to say, okay, so people aren't going to buy the newspaper just for my article. But what if it was like, okay, for every article that you read, it's 50 cents.
Oh, you make money off. See, that would be interesting. What I think along those lines that would be interesting is for the journalist to have like a Patreon account or something like that, where people just pay directly to the journalist for their articles. That cuts out the whole big business. And it would kind of, it probably wouldn't be as easy to start as, just going to a big newspaper and doing it that way. I just think that, like, I think you can make money off the ads, and I think $8 a month is just too much. But I don't want to, I would like to have a journalist on here to actually talk about this, but I don't know if they would get down what we're doing.
Well, I mean, a freelance journalist is going to definitely get down with it because they're going to be about like, hey, here's my what is it, Patreon?
Yeah, Patreon. We got to get on there. We got to get people like people always ask me. Epic shouts to Simmons and More podcast. I ran into them at
this party that everybody seemed to know about but me. I walk home and my roommate's like, "Hey, you going to this party?" I'm like, "What? What? How do you know?"
How did he know
I don't know. Everybody was like all at once. It was like within an hour. I'm getting like,
I thought
"Are you going to this party?"
I thought I texted you earlier about it, and I texted you that day, and I pull up, and this is classic Leo. Like I pull up, and he finally writes back after like an hour, and he's just like, "Where is it?"
I was hiding in McDonald's parking lot, destroying chicken nuggets, and I did not see your response.
Well. That's happened to me before, so I can't blame you. But yeah, Brand Groupies and Ming, a shared universe podcast studio, they co-sponsored this pool party event. It was pretty sweet. Epic shouts to Carrie Ballo. I think I said her name right. She is the chief groupie over at Brand Groupies. She had it at her beautiful house.
What town?
It was in it was like in that Nexus area. Monmouth County is so weird because there's like this weird like area, this gray area in the middle. Is it Middletown? Is it Red Bank? What the hell is Navesink? Who lives in Belford?
What is Navesink?
Navesink is like, well, if you live in Navesink, it's called Navesink.
Oh, here we go.
But if you're like a lowlander from the Highlands like me, then it's just Navesink. It's kind of between Middletown and Red Bank. It's in this weird, beautiful area. Anyway, so she lives in there. We actually, me and Lauren got kind of lost on the way out. We ended up on this dirt road. It was all dark, but we finally made it out. But it was beautiful. It was a beautiful place, and it was great to kind of meet. I finally met the other half of Simmons and More, who is hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're supposed to be on their show. I think we're supposed to let them know sometime this week. So, you know, I think we could
We should do it next Friday.
We could do it this coming Friday or next Friday.
That doesn't matter.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about it
after the show.
After the show, and figure out what to do. But they were there. I sat down and did a little interview with Ming, and I met some of the other podcasters who we should definitely do some cross promo with. I'd love to get Carrie. She has a really interesting story about how she started. How she runs her business, her old business that she sold. Very interesting.
Well, so this wasn't Ming's a house party at Ming's.
No, this was at Carrie's house.
Okay.
She has a.
And what time did it end?
I think it ended around 8:00. I got there towards the end of it. I forget what I was doing.
Was Simmons and More? Were they getting twisted? Were they all drunk?
They pulled up. I don't want to blow up their spot.
In my mind, when they pull up, smoke comes out billowing out the car.
They were feeling good. They had a photo shoot. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but this is why you got to be on Facebook for random stuff like this. But they did a photo shoot afterwards, so they had to hit that magic hour before the sun goes down, and they did a shot. They did some shots on the beach, and it looks lovely. They're like legit. They were telling me about how to set up a bumper, and they're going to give us their bumper, and we could like do little promos for them on our show and vice versa. So they're definitely professional. Whereas
listen, they are really about it, and they put together some really interesting things. I think it was Moore's birthday, and Simmons gave him my birthday's coming up. Simmons gave him a lovely social media 2-minute video of all of his greatest moments, of the funny things he said and all that stuff. I was like, this is wonderful. This is a host loving on his co-host the right way.
You're not feeling the love lately, huh?
It's a hard knock life.
Oh well, we're trying our best here. We're trying our best here. Speaking of cars falling apart and stuff, my lovely wife Lauren, her car fell apart.
My car, poor car.
And we went. I don't understand this. We went to a dealership, right? And you try to not be swayed by the prejudices or the stereotypes that are out there, but we go to this dealership and I'm laying back because it's Lauren's deal. I'm like,
she's pregnant.
Yeah, let me finish.
Right.
Just because she's pregnant doesn't she can handle her own. I'm not asking her to do like a street fight or anything. We go into the dealership and she's done her research. She's talking to the guy. We do a test drive. It's great. We come back And the dealer is like, yeah, that might be too much car for you. And I'm like, what is his angle? Is he trying to like challenge us to like get the car? You know, we get the information from the guy, you know, whatever the pricing, blah, 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 all this stuff.
So he said to Lauren, was it to both of you?
I think it was to her mostly. I was just there, like, you know,
what
the
kind of car was
behind her. We were at the Subaru dealership, and he was like, "It's too much car for you." Blah blah blah.
It's a Subaru.
Yeah. Well, hey, it was too much car. I was like, I don't know. We were driving it. It worked. You know, we were in the car, and I'm like, why would you do that if you want us to get the car? You know, he was really like, I don't know. It was really strange. And then he told us like the prices on everything. So we put the prices together, and he was kind of a douchebag. So she ended up going to this other Subaru dealership, and she got like a better price, like a lower price, like better stuff. I don't know all the car stuff, but like what would make a dealer? Oh, and then there's the other thing. He's like, I'm not even making. He like put this whole thing together, and then he's like, I talked to my manager. This is the lowest we could go. I'm not even making any money on this deal. And then like we go to another Subaru dealership because we're not complete, you know, rubes, and they gave us a better deal, and like we're willing to negotiate and all this stuff. Like, why
was it a used car?
It wasn't a used car.
A brand new car?
It was a new car, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well. Yeah, exactly.
Podcast is paying off for somebody, I see.
Yeah, that's where it's all coming in from there. We're getting sponsorships. Anywho, so she like, I don't understand what the angle, I don't understand his angle.
Well, you do know, at some point in my life, I decided I wanted to be a car salesman.
Oh man, you must have. Did you do good?
Well, I went through 6 weeks training with the class.
Okay.
Got on the floor. Had my dealership. My first day was ready to go. Had my little desk. And I went up to my boss, and he called me in his office, and he was like, you know, wanted to get to know me a little bit better. And they go, I think this was like, it wasn't a Honda. I can't remember. Maybe it was Ford. I don't know. And so he goes, you know, what were you doing before this? And I said, well, I was in college, but I mean, I didn't want to keep studying math all the time, so I just quit, and now I'm going to be a car salesman. And he was like, you're fired. And he fired me on the spot.
For why?
He said, if I was your father, I would make you go back to school.
What?
So I'm going to fire you so that you can go back to college. He fired me. I went back to college and got my degree 2 years later. It was a very strange situation.
That's great.
Yeah.
That was an honorable
weird,
man.
and I hated him at the moment, but I sure did go back to school. I was like, all right, I guess I got to go back to school. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was like, if I was your father, I wouldn't be able to, you know, take it. I would make you go back to school. So he was like, I can't have you working here knowing this, and you're fired.
Wow.
Go back to college. I was all right.
Well, that's an awesome story.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, he did you a huge favor. No offense to like, you know, all the car salesmen out there. Like everyone does whatever they want to do. Yeah.
But I was studying like computer engineering, and you know.
But you went back for something.
No,
else.
computer. I have a degree in computer engineering and finance.
What? Excuse me?
I have a degree in corporate finance and computer engineering.
Are you hearing this, people?
I thought you knew that.
I didn't. No, I barely know what you do for a job right now.
Nobody
and I
does.
didn't know computer and business and finance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I told him that. He was like, okay, yeah, you're fired.
Wow. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great for you.
I guess. Yeah. So anyway, the point of me telling that story was to say that you learn to say these things to the people. They're all sales tactics. And also, there's a minimum number for a brand new car that you can't go beyond, right? So there's let's say the car, it's listed as a brand new car for $20,000. They can't sell it for anything less than, let's say, 17. Like, it can't go below 17. Even at 17, he's gonna make money on that.
So why would he? But why would he like just like? Why would he like blow his wad on like the first 5 minutes of just being like, I talked to the managers as low as we could go? First of all, second of all, we went to another dealership that sold the same car, and we got a lower price?
Because he's going to go talk to his manager, which a lot of times is just standing at the manager's desk going, hey, yeah, I got these people over there. All right, so I'm going to offer them this. All right, okay, and go back. And they'll be like, well, he said this is the lowest I can go, and I'm not going to make any money on it, and I'm going to sell it to you for $18,000. It says 20. You could go to 16. You could have gone to 17. You're still going to make money. But it's just what they say.
Wow. Well, he like, it was like a Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment where I told Lauren, I was like, I want to drive back there in the car that she ended up getting and be like, look, asshole, we got the
and
car.
wave.
Yeah. I gotta go. Sorry. You know,
yeah, that's funny.
It was ridiculous, but anyway, it all worked out, and now I kind of I don't know. I kind of need a new. I'm riding around in my Kia.
I took you to get that car. Remember that?
You picked me up.
It's one of those. How would I pick you up if you got a new car?
No, yeah, you dropped me off.
Something like that.
Something happened.
I
can't remember.
I know exactly where it was. It was
it's off of 66.
Yeah,
by
the Walmart.
Idea. I had no idea what I was doing. I had absolutely zero idea what I was doing, and ended up with a car.
Yeah, that was crazy. I could not do that. I hate sales of any sort.
Well, how do you get what's your car?
I find the most like shrewd business person to come with me and handle it, and I just hand them the money.
That seems like that could be like a whole kind of business, I think, where you just hire someone to be your like stand-in.
I would totally do that.
I couldn't, I think I'm pretty sure I got not ripped off, but I definitely didn't do well. I just went in, I told them the price.
You definitely didn't do well.
No, I didn't do well.
I'm going to end up paying more than the cost of the car because I say yes. I just get so nervous. I hate saying no to people. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. How much? All right. How about an extra 100 for your tip?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm really bad at that. So I don't do it.
They should have classes that, like, I was never taught growing up. They should have classes on things like bills and cars and taxes and stuff like that. I went to Catholic school. It was a huge 45 minutes every weekday. It was a huge waste of time learning about, the Bible and Jesus and stuff, where I could have been learning about how to negotiate.
That could make you a better person. Well, anyway, listen. Some schools are starting to implement that like life finance class.
They should. How to change your oil, how to
No, I don't need to know that. I need to know how to change my windshield wipers.
They should have that class. That's crazy.
That is so crazy.
I keep reminding myself through life's lessons how, like, even if I can be handy, which I can be, I don't want to be handy.
I don't want to be handy.
I fixed my washing machine. I fixed it once. It was the lid switch. I replaced the lid switch. The second thing was the timer on there. Oh no, the water level switch. Fixed that. And this was like 6, 8, however many, 10 months going on. Then it broke again, and I'm down there sweating my ass off in my basement trying to fix it. And I realized, you know what? I don't want to be doing this.
Right. That's the whole point.
I'm reading that book, or I should say I'm listening to the audio book of Eat That Frog. You ever hear that book? I heard it on Orange is the New Black because I'm classy like that. But it's a motivational book on how to not procrastinate as much. And
you need all of those books.
I know. I'm in therapy right now. I'm reading the books. I'm getting to the bottom of the real root of the problem right now.
So what season on Orange of the new one? New season?
I just me and Lauren thought we were watching the latest one, and I was reading, no spoilers, but I was reading stuff online, not trying to get any spoilers, and they were talking about stuff because I was confused whatever season I was watching, and I was like looking up the latest season, and the stuff they were talking about didn't happen. I wasn't reading anything that gave anything away, but we finished last season like a few days ago, and we thought it was the end. We're like, wow, that's sad. Like, whoa, that's crazy.
Are you talking about the big event that happens, like the turning point of the entire show event that happens?
I'm talking about when Tasty has her trial.
Oh, okay. You're talking after the event that I was talking about.
Yeah. So like,
I was talking about Poussey.
Oh yeah, no. This is last season's ending, and I thought that was the end, and then the new season like popped on, and it's kind of like. I told Lauren it reminded me of like Canadian public access. Like it's not as good.
Oh, well, I like that because that's what Degrassi was like back in the day.
That's it, exactly.
And remember that show 16? That was also like that.
No,
It's Canadian shows that they used to put on Nickelodeon.
It's got like cheesier music.
25 years.
It doesn't seem as like funny. I don't know what's going on there. Like,
that's a style, and there's a throwback to the 80s that TV shows are doing, and I'm all about it.
I don't know if it seems like it's more of a budgetary thing, and they just, I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to. I don't mind fixing certain things, but certain other things, like I turned off the got my bathroom done. It's
about time.
Yeah, it took a while. Shout out to JJ out there. Did the bathroom. Took a little longer. It's beautiful. I'm like kind of scared to go in there still. I'm like, I don't want to go in there and mess it up because it's all nice looking, but it's beautiful. Got that done. But while he was in there doing that, we had to bring some plumbers in, and they, in the sink in the basement, they turned the water on, which I didn't think they would do that, but they did that, and then it was leaking. So I had to cut the pipes, cap them, make sure no water was running. So I don't mind doing that stuff. I did that, and it works. There's no leaking now. But the washing machine, I don't want to deal with that.
Well, it's good that you got that done. You have a baby coming. How's that going?
Well, it's coming. The baby's moving around more. That was, one of the reasons to, get a car, because we can't both have like gross cars that are hard to get into. At least one of us needs, something where the baby can like get in the car and not like look at us funny. Like, what is this?
It's still gonna do that. Is it sinking in that you're going to have a baby to take care of in like a moment?
I mean, it's when you say sinking in, I'm not panicking. So maybe it's not sinking in, and maybe I should be panicking.
You don't seem like the panicky type.
I used to be. It took a lot. Lauren has really been a heavily influenced, because she's so like, I was thinking about this last night. We were driving. My aunt was in town, and Lauren never really hung out with my aunt. But we went and drove and hung out with my aunt last night. And I was just like, I love bringing Lauren places because she makes me look good. She makes me look better because she's so calm and nice and sweet. And she's
pretty.
Intelligent. Yeah.
She has big boobs.
Yeah, I don't know if my aunt really noticed that part of it, but it's just pleasant.
But I'm saying people do when you bring her. People are like, "Oh my God, look at your wife!" Like, wow, that's your wife.
So yeah, I can pick them.
Oh God.
Shout out to
hi,
my
Lauren.
beautiful wife. Yeah, hello. But my point is that I think from being with her, it's definitely calmed me down. So she seems pretty calm. So I've been relatively calm.
Well, this is very, very exciting, and you're having a boy because I did see your little X-ray pictures.
Oh, that was a leg. If that's his schwanz, then
he ain't your son.
How dare you? How dare you? That's my. I don't know. People are saying now it's a girl because of like how her stomach is positioned. I don't know. Whatever, man. I don't care either way. I don't discriminate. I'd like to know just to know. But I can wait. It seems like it's going to be a pretty intense moment to find out with everything else going on. But that's what she wants. Mike, epic shouts to Mike McHenry. He says that I could put together for you a clip, a 2-minute eye roll clip of just all the times eye roll.
You could do a whole 24-hour video of that.
So, anywho. That'll.
My bathroom is going to be redone as well.
Oh, really?
And my kitchen, supposedly.
What?
My building has just been purchased as of tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. So my building is going to be under new ownership, and it will be remodeled.
Your building is like it's like the nerd in an 80s movie that like it starts out, they're schlubby, they're wearing glasses, they're all gross. And then somebody comes along, and then montage. It's like this beautiful. It's been happening. I've seen it. I remember when you guys first moved in there. I was like, I don't know if they should live there. It seems dangerous. And now you walk in there. There's like
That's what I thought.
There's like a armed, not an armed guard. There's a
security
at the front there. You can't just waltz in.
They have the little aquarium now.
Yeah, everything's nicer. It seems like all the older people are like dying.
Yeah.
So then like these hip people are moving
It's
in.
all like people. It looks like now. It looked more like a nursing home when we first moved in. Talking about the people. Now it's like a dorm.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's young and like hip and
tattoos and cool haircuts. Yeah. But it's great that is it rent controlled or they raise the rent on you?
They not only do they raise it, but we haven't paid they've stopped payment for rent. So we're all waiting to figure out who owns it, what's the plan,
oh man,
what's the new rent going to be. Hopefully it's the same, we just signed a new thing, but Yeah, so it's exciting times at the towers.
It's well, yeah, definitely. It was nicer when I could just waltz in there. Now we're scared to bring Nugget over because we don't know if like we're gonna get like get our dog confiscated or something. But at the same time, it's nice to know that you guys are safe in there.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
There's a lot of weird rooms too. There's like a rec room on the bottom floor there. There's like a lot of spaces, but hopefully they'll turn that into like some kind of cappuccino lounge or something.
The owners own a bunch of other buildings, and their website, we've been looking at all of the buildings they own, and we're like, wow, like they really do transform these buildings to something. So, it'll be...
You're going to come home one day and be like, you guys are out.
Yeah, I'm expecting that. Yeah. I'm
How
totally...
tall are you?
Yeah.
They're going to be like taking your measurements and being like, no, you
can't. Pay an extra $2,000 a month. Yeah,
man,
something like that.
Something like that. Seriously, it's getting crazy.
No, I'm serious. Yeah.
Did you see this thing in Asbury Park? Did you see this scooter rental thing
that
they're gonna do? It is, and I'm like trying to keep my mouth shut on the Twitters and the social medias, but it is like, to me, I don't want to say I'm looking forward to watching this implode on people, but I don't think it's gonna go well. I don't think it's gonna go well at all.
What do you mean?
You could it's like it's like a little Razor scooter. It's like a little tiny scooter.
Yeah.
You pay like $1 to rent it, and then like 15 cents per mile. You pick it up at a station, and then you can just drop it off anywhere. You could like leave it on the street and then just go about your business. Now, if you do research on this and see what's happening in, say, like San Francisco, San Diego, other different towns that people are doing, people are really mad at them because they just leave them in the sidewalk and people are tripping over them.
Sorry.
These people, it's okay. These people are they're riding.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're like, you can go like 15 miles an hour on them. They're super dangerous. People are riding them on the sidewalk, hitting people, cars. Things are bad, and now people are so mad that they're taking them and they're like chucking them into lakes. They're like destroying them. I think it's personally hilarious because, first of all, just walk. Like, where are you going that you need?
Asbury is very tiny. I don't know why they need something like that.
I think somebody's got to be making money off of it. I just don't get it. It's super dangerous, and the map of where they're putting it. It's not just, and I guess you can't be discriminatory, but it's going on like the east side and the west side. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go, really.
Well, I was in Denver a couple of months back, and they have the same situation. There's like these little scooters that you rent, and you pick one up and scoot, and then when you're done, you leave it wherever. Like, there's no designated spot, so you can go on the corner and see 4 of them, walk halfway down the block, see 3 more. I mean, they're just everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's going to be the same situation. By the way, I'll be in Denver next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, Wednesday?
Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, so you'll be back for the show.
Yeah. Well, our show was normally on Tuesdays.
No, it's always been on Wednesdays.
It has?
Yeah. I made it Wednesdays because I got to go meet Pops at Brando's on Wednesdays. So I'm like, Wednesdays are kind of screwed anyway. Might as well just do everything.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Did I know that?
Yeah. Yeah, you should have.
I have always been, at least, okay. I've been thinking Tuesdays.
Denver, you're gonna get.
No, because last time I went to Denver, my coworker said, we're going to go to the marijuana shop. I went to the pot shop. We got gummies.
Ooh.
We were like, let's have a party. So we had a party.
A party, and you guys are just
I know, and they all did it. And one of the girls did it for the first time. Like, it's going to be funny.
Was she bugging out?
And I'm just sitting there working. I'm not doing anything. And after a couple of hours of people harassing you, you find out, okay, give me a little bit of. So I do a little bit of a gummy. She starts freaking out, has to leave. I'm like, uh-oh, I think I might have done too much. And I'm freaking out all night long. Like, I'm in my hotel room watching Rick and Morty, which is the worst thing you can watch when you're freaking out.
The best thing.
Maybe
the worst thing.
And I'm like, oh my God, we're all going to die. Yeah, it was horrible.
You need, first of all, it took me all through high school, all the way up until college. It took me until like a couple of years ago to realize, like, I can't really imbibe. I bug out quietly. If I do too much, which to me is like, if I take like over 2 hits, and I'll bug out. Like, I'm super uncomfortable. It took me all that time to realize that, like, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I've definitely, like, I'm especially with a kid on the way, I've kind of straightened out certain aspects of my life. But also, what I realized this when I went to Denver, is that if you get CBD, you can counteract the effects. Like if you're bugging out and if you take some CBD oil or whatever, edibles or whatever, it'll balance it out and take all the scariness out of it. So all the people out there that are listening, if you're bugging out and you're in Denver, buy some CBD.
The CBD is expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on, whatever you're getting.
So now I have to buy the stuff. Then I got to buy something to take away half the effects of the stuff.
Well, or you could do what I did, which is I realized that
Get drunk.
was that too, but you could buy like a certain ratio where it's like CBD, 10-to-1 ratio where it's more CBD than THC. There's a little THC and more CBD, so you kind of feel good, but you don't have all that heady like, where am I? People can read my mind. Oh my god, I'm freaking out.
But you know what? In those moments, you make really good music. I've learned.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You've been working on stuff.
I have my keyboard is here. Last time I was here, I was saying I was asking you which one I should get. Well, I made a decision. I bought it. It's up. I've been practicing for hours every day. I probably put in like 15 hours a week.
That's what you got to do.
And it's going pretty well. I'm at to the point now where I don't have to wear headphones to play because like if anybody's home, I'm not embarrassing myself.
Yeah, that's what I really didn't understand the power of learning an instrument until epic shouts to my older brother, Jimmy Lee, aka Jim Illy, aka the amazing Jimmy Lee.
Oh my god.
He taught himself. He was annoying. He used to play the guitar all the time, like a few years. Whenever he did it, I don't know, 5. However, whenever he started, it was super annoying, and then he just kept doing it, and now he could totally play guitar. So it's possible to go from I don't know what the hell I'm doing to.
I would assume so. Otherwise, I don't know how all these millions of musicians have ever done it.
I think that's what people are scared of. They think it's like something where it's not like a learned talent, and it's something where if you sit down and practice, you could actually.
Well, I will say that it does seem to me when I look at a piano, or it did seem that way. When I look at it, I'm like, how I don't understand it, man. I don't see how all these little buttons can come together and your brain just says, I'm going to make a tune out of my head onto this plate of black and white buttons. But the more I practice, and because I guess I'm doing it so much, and even when I'm not practicing, I'll get sheet music and I just read it like, okay, AC/DC, right? So kind of obsessive. Yes, I know.
That's what you got to do.
I start playing, and sometimes my brain kind of, it's hard to stay focused if you're in a practice for hours. Like my brain's thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. And then I'll realize that I'm barely paying attention and I'm just playing based off of how I think the song's gonna go. And I'm hitting notes that are the song, not because I'm reading anymore. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like I freak out and stop playing.
That's cool.
So yeah, something is happening. But the music that I've put together so far that I'm writing for this project that I'm working on is actually really interesting and it's fun. And I'm throwing out the whole idea. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're just gonna build a bunch of sad, depressing songs," but no, it's all like strange and mids and hot and fast and
you kind of just gotta
artistic.
Go with it. Yeah, I got a text from a fan of the show, Mike McHenry, super fan of the show, Mike McHenry. And he was saying how he's like, I'm writing a rap song, but it's pretty 90s. Should I just stop? Or would you like to get on it? Well, the answer is definitely yes. I'd love to get on it. And my whole theory about making music now is you can't decide. You have to decide when you're done with it, if it's good or not. You can't like start something and be like, I don't know. If you think it's good and at any level, finish it. And when you're done with it, be like, is this bad? Usually 9 times out of 9, it's going to be like my whole philosophy is like, if you did it, it's got to be good on some level. No?
Well, see, like I can come up with stuff quickly. Like I can put together a song in like 30 minutes. So I'm giving a lot of content out.
Yeah.
Because I might have a week where I feel motivated to do so, and then 2-3 weeks where I don't, and then another week where I could do another bunch of stuff. So then from there I can pick. Okay, but I agree with you. You got to say finish what you're starting, and then sit back, take some time off, and then re-listen to it. And a lot of times, like, oh, that's way worse than I thought it was. Or sometimes I'm like, oh, you know what? That's actually a lot better.
The whole process too helps you learn how to do it better next time. Like making the album. The Nude Curtis album really taught me a lot about it. The guy that's helping me produce it, he's like holding the vocals now. He won't send me the vocals, so I can't. Like he was gonna mix it down, and he's I guess too busy to do it. I'm like, dude, just send me the vocals. I'll friggin' mix it down at this point. So if anyone was out there wondering, I'm waiting for the vocals so I can just put it together, and I'm not gonna nitpick it. I'm just gonna do my best and put it out there because it's been way too long. Anyway,
and there's a performance coming at some point, right? Have you nailed that down?
No, I texted
so whatever
Colin.
Procrastination book you're reading.
I'm not. No, I texted Colin. I got to text him again this week. Colin Carhart, Epic Shouts. And then my friend John, who I've known since high school, he's coming here from California with his band Cheap Horse, and he was asking me if I knew anywhere where I could put a show together, and I'm like, he wants to put a show together for like Labor Day weekend, and I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of late notice. I don't know if we can get anything together by then. But the dude Ryan in his band he played guitar on one of my songs, so I think it would be cool to have him. Maybe we could do something. But in the meantime, since I've been waiting for these vocals to get together, I've made 30 new instrumentals since.
Wow.
Yeah, because kind of what you were saying, like there was a couple days, not a couple days, but like there was a span where I was just like I was just like, all right.
Yeah, they come out.
Yeah, you got to do. I read this book, the War of Art, not the Art of War, but the War of Art, and it's about the dude that wrote The Legend of Bagger Vance, and like he talks about how the creative process. He's like, you got to work on it every day, even if it's a sucky day, because every day you might have the opportunity to make something awesome, and if you're not working at it, then you're not gonna know if today was that awesome day.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but there were days where I made 3 songs in one day. I mean, they're not like, they're there.
Right.
I like to go back to it though, and then like pick at it. So yeah, I want to get 30. I don't know why, but I want to get 37 done, and then I'm gonna go back and go through them. But I don't know. I like them so far.
Why 37?
I don't know. The number just popped into my head, and I'm like, that would be cool to hit 37, and then I could see. And that's kind of what you were saying. Like they're mostly like hip hop beats, and then a couple of them. One of them came out like a house song, it's like a disco-y kind of a song, and I'm like, fuck it, it's fun. Like I'm just gonna work on it, whatever. But I think that's great. I'd like to hear more. It sounds like you're kind of not telling people what you're actually working on. You're going to surprise people.
I think the only person that would have any idea whatsoever is Brian, because
he's your roommate.
Well, yeah. So he has to hear. Well, because he hears me singing things and hears me kind of putting stuff together, but he also is really good at pretending like he's not paying attention to things that he knows he's paying attention to.
I know when he's paying attention, when he's trying to not. I could see now.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I think he just generally knows something's happening, but he'll walk in at points. One time he walked in and he was like, "That's really good," and I was like, "Oh." So yeah, it's been fun. Do we want to talk about pizza?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. All right, cool. That's on. I wanted to make sure that the check. I wanted to make sure that the recorder's there. It just popped off for a second, but we're back on, so it's all good. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What's that noise? It's been so long. It's been so long.
Has it? Has it been so long?
In a world where we live one slice at a time, and the pizza you eat is the pizza you live by, the brave must rise up, travel to find the finest cheese, the crispiest crust, and the most magnificent sauce. Pizza questa.
Oh. It's very long.
It is. Just let me enjoy this. Talk about not procrastinating. I made this and finished it, so. And I love the end.
Oh, that's a lot of pizza.
And indeed, it is.
Sounds like somebody we know's voice.
Who do we know that's Italian?
I don't know.
Anyway, Pizza Quest.
Pizza Quest. So I have two Pizza Quest updates.
I have one too.
Okay, you go first.
Well, I went to my hometown, H-Town, Highlands.
Okay.
Some people call it the Highlands. I don't know why. Some people pronounce it Highlands. Some people pronounce it Highlands. Some people say the Highlands.
You know what?
What?
Continue on.
Known for its wonderful vistas, twin lights, a historical landmark, and bootlegging. But
What?
anyway, oh yeah, during Prohibition era, people would tunnel from the beach all the way up to the cliff, and like there was bootleggers. That's how people got their booze. Anyway,
There's a nice amount of pizza in the Highlands.
There's I wouldn't, there's a nice amount of pizza.
Uh-oh.
But I'm just gonna talk about, I don't know, maybe I don't think I'm biased, but I tried some pizza and I have to say that Francesco's. I've been going there since I was a child. The guy that ran it then still runs it. He left for a while, went a little downhill, and then he's back. I think he's retiring soon, but I don't know. Maybe the nostalgia got me. I'm not sure. But Francesco's on Bay Ave, downtown Highlands. If you're gonna go across from the Welch's Farms, if you're gonna go and have pizza in Highlands, I don't know. I have this love-hate thing with Highlands, but it's mostly love. Like I love Highlands. It's beautiful. It's got like that towny vibe. It's people are coming into the town, but there's still the townies that are there. Everyone, as far as I can tell, is pretty friendly. Pops still lives in the Highlands. I lived all over the Highlands. And anyway, Francesco's. Go get a slice.
Now, it sounds to me like a homer who went home, had a slice of pizza, and said, you know what? I don't have to try the other slice of pizza. I know this is the best pizza in the Highlands.
Listen, I went around, and I don't even want to mention the other places. I want to keep it to Francesco's. If anyone disagrees with me about pizza in the Highlands, please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. So anyway, Highlands, Francesco's. Boom.
I went to Eatontown.
Oh, man.
Do you know we're in Eatontown?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't put two and two together that I'm in Eatontown for the show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to Eatontown for Pizza Quest.
Boom.
And turns out it's a pizza place right across the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is where I do the show.
Oh, that's a lot of pizza.
Eatontown
there
is
was
like
4.
huge.
No, there was only 4.
Oh, really? I mean, it's a big. Eatontown's big.
Well,
but...
Eatontown is big because I was all over the place. But I did stop here. Maurizio's Pizzeria. This is one of these things where I just don't understand. With Eatontown being such a big place, why do you not have good pizza?
It's because, you know what it is? If I've learned anything from doing this show and Pizza Quest, is the pizza, because I've lived out of the state, as I've mentioned ad nauseum, the pizza here is really good, and the bar is set super low. You don't have to try very hard in and around this area to make good pizza. Good pizza is like easy to make around here. It's like a layup, but they've set the bar low. People don't try that hard, and it's I don't know. Sorry, I don't know where that rant came from.
Well, I also in Eatontown, I did go to Guido's, which, I mean, come on. Y'all could do better than that.
Guido's.
Yeah, like, come
it's
on
so
now.
funny. Why you call it, like, I don't know.
Rufino's and Sino's. Sino's is actually right across the...
My
car is closer to Sino's than it is to the studio.
Your windshield wiper is like... there.
Oh, my poor windshield. How embarrassing. And I also went to Tinton Falls. And they only had 2 pizza places, and one was really like by my house, and one was all the way. Do you know Tinton Falls is like this eye? It's like a strip that's covering lots of different towns. That goes through lots of different towns.
There's a lot of strange towns in Monmouth County that you don't know where the hell you are. But you could be like. You could be in the south of Monmouth County or in Tinton Falls. You could be all the way north. You're in Tinton Falls. I don't know. It's like this weird like nexus of like, where time and space bends. But so what did you find in Tinton Falls?
So and I'm so happy that I get to put this pizza chain on it's not a chain. They have like 3.
That's a chain.
People kept saying, what about Attilio's? What about Attilio's? And I'm like, I'm sorry. They're not the best that I've had at the towns I've been into. But for Tinton Falls, the original.
See, that's the
original Attilio's has really good pizza, and I also tried Pizza Mia, but they did not win. So there was those 2. One very far south of Tinton, in the very end of Tinton Falls, and one is all the way to the south. 15 minutes apart.
We didn't do Middletown, did we?
I don't think so. I think
Middletown
somebody
would be super interesting. because Middletown is huge. Middletown is like the empire. Like Middletown covers the entire county.
4 or 5. There's there's 5 pizzerias in Middletown. And no, we didn't do them. But I haven't decided what other 2 I want to do for this week, but I'll be doing 2 more pizzerias this week.
I know I said I don't want to give honorable mentions or shout outs, but I'm representing Shark River Hills, and there's Cracker Barrel, not like the chain. This place has been around since like the beginning of Shark River Hills. This young man took over the establishment and really, I feel, has turned it around. It's awesome because it's the only place really in Shark River Hills where you can get any kind of food. I think it's the only place, and they have pizza there. I had it yesterday, and I'm like, this is pretty good pizza. This is pretty good pizza. I don't know if you want to count Shark River Hills as part of Neptune Township, but I want to give a shout out to Cracker Barrel in Shark River Hills.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's there. It's like, there's like a hair salon, and then there's this place. But Shark River Hills is basically an enclosed area that we don't have a lot of stuff going on.
And it's a pizzeria called Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. It has like all sandwiches, it's subs, you can get whatever. But they have a pizza oven there, and we were in a hurry yesterday, so we went there to grab a quick bite. And we had some pizza, and it was pretty good.
That's great. So should we put them on the list?
I don't know if Shark River Hills counts as Neptune, and you already picked Neptune, so I just wanted to give him a shout out. Plus, I the dude that runs the place now, like, I don't know, he seems pretty young to me to be running a place, and he's like zhuzhed it up, as they say, and it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty nice. So I wanted to give him a shout out.
It sounds like they would have really good chicken there.
They don't. What do they specialize in there? They have good sandwiches. It's just like I don't know how to describe it.
Is the crust cracker thin?
No, there's no like cracker. It just happens to be called Cracker Barrel. It confused me at first too, because I love the Cracker Barrel chain, fried catfish and whatever else I used to get. I haven't been there in forever, but it has nothing to do. It's just somebody named it.
Do you know what a catfish looks like?
Yeah, it looks kind of like a cat.
It's
got little whiskers.
Horrifying.
I love fried
You're eating
catfish.
that? You're out of your mind. Do you know they eat? They're bottom feeders. They just eat the poo of other things.
Whatever. It goes through their digestive
You are what
tract.
you eat.
Catfish? I mean, so is Fluke.
They eat poop and look like that, and you eat that.
I mean, I don't think we have to get into like the underbelly, pun intended, of like all the things that we eat. That
not me. I eat very clean.
What do you? Yeah. You've been eating pizza for the past 6 months.
But that's it, man. But I go to the gym all the time, and if I'm not eating pizza, it's basically broccoli and brown rice.
Are you going to the gym in Asbury?
No.
Still going to that one?
I finally quit that place, and you know what? It was such a promising start.
Why did you quit that place?
It was just hot and
no air conditioning.
A lot of equipment just seemed not good, like cheaper varieties.
Are you back at WOW?
I'm back there.
Jersey Strong, as they say. Their new tagline is like, what is it? It's something proud.true. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know, strong, proud, and true.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. I'm like, that sounds weird. True?
I don't know.
It sounds like something you should call like
I'm still looking for another gym. If anybody knows a good gym where I can get a lot. I'm not into CrossFit. I'm not into doing a lot of things where I'm out of breath at the end. I just want to lift stuff up and put it down.
I mean, I would say epic shouts to Ultimate Fitness. It's near there. It's in Ocean, I believe. I used to go to that gym, and then since my wife can get me into Jersey Strong for free, I became a member of that, and then I stopped going to the gym.
Yeah, you went with me like twice.
Oh man, I saw a video of me the other day from like a year ago, and not that I'm in much better shape, but like. You took that picture? Oh, my God. Leo took a picture of me. He texted it to me, and it was like eye-opening.
Where were we? Oh, yeah.
We're at Heather and Mike's, a profile shot of, like, my gut. Just, like, and it's just, like, it's not like, I don't know how to describe it. Let's just say my muscles aren't tight, and I'm not eating the best. And I was very relaxed.
I was sitting in this, like, beach chair.
Oh, man.
In their backyard, and you walked over, and then you just stopped and started doing something on your phone, and your profile was directly in front of me, and I'm staring at you, and I'm thinking of all the funny things I can say. And I was like, you know what?
pictures.
I'm not going to say
1,000
anything. I'm
words.
just going to take a picture of what I see. And I'm not
man.
going to say anything. I'm just going to send it to him,
So
and I'm going to let him see what I see.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Because
if
I'm
I
like,
can-
who's the pregnant one here? I have questions. I
there
have
it is.
questions.
There it is. I don't know if people can see this at home, but let's see if it'll pull up. It's so bad that like I don't know if you could. Yeah, you could really.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We'll put it on the Instagram.
No, we will not be putting it on the Instagram. That's all. If you watch the video, you can see it.
Look how
But
our teeth are.
It's so. Oh man, it's just I'm really kind of just relaxed and everything's just hanging out, which is not. It's not a good look.
No.
Not a good look at all. So anyway, that scooter thing is happening August 1st, and I think it's going to be complete chaos. I think
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, well there you go. It's going to start tomorrow, and it's going to be complete chaos.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm excited to learn. You know, I hope no one gets hurt, but I feel like the odds are not in people's favor.
Listen. Tomorrow, if it's starting tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow.
You want to rent one?
Yeah, I'm renting one. I'm gonna ride it around.
I have a new
fun.
setup too, a man on the street setup. So if you're willing to go do interviews on the boardwalk or anywhere, I have a video microphone setup that I worked out, and we should go do that. So maybe we could do something where you're on the scooter, and we could like videotape you on the scooter.
Okay. Well, I will be falling a bunch, so I'm
as
sure
long as
of
you
that.
get it on tape, that'll be.
If
perfect.
I fall on a bike, I'm definitely gonna fall on a scooter.
The scooter is just I don't know. I just you know, thoughts and prayers are with anyone that gets on these friggin' things because it seems pretty scary. And I want to thank Mike Sedano from last week from the showroom, who was a great guest. I love talking about films, and we had a very lovely conversation.
I actually heard from somebody who listened to the show who
is a fan
of the show who you don't know.
Fan of the show, mystery fan of the show. Hello.
Actually, no. Yeah, you do know. It's somebody who was at one of Bob's dinners, that one that you went to.
Oh, cool.
Reached out to me and said that he listened to that episode and it was very good, and hopefully that I could be on the next show.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, epic shouts to you, Leo, because you've really helped me, inspired me ever since the Nude Curtis episode to step up my game. I even got a compliment from Mike when he was on the show, saying that I was really prepared. I did a lot of research, so I know you didn't listen to that one, but the video shows. You could see my notes. I had a lot of notes, and tonight it's dinner and a movie. You can get your ticket to a show and a ticket to the show, and then a dinner from Mogo. I think it's $16, and you can't really go wrong with those kind of deals. I love it. Oh, and also speaking of Pizza Quest, I gave the pizza shop another try, and their pizza is pretty good. They're still not going to win. You know,
what's the pizza shop?
It's like on the south side on Main Street of Belmar. And they have like the they have the wings that are like where they're deep fried and they're hot wings. So that was really good, and the pizza is pretty good. You know, we got a pie. Lauren really liked them when we went there for Pizza Quest, and she wanted to try it again. So that's, you know, maybe next time when we do another round of Pizza Quest, we can maybe give them another shot. But that might be until like, you know, the summer of, you know, 2020. So
Pizza.
we'll
Listen, I'm gonna have all of these cities wrapped up by fall.
Good.
Because you have a baby coming. Pizza Quest can't go into season 3.
Yeah, probably not. We should definitely wrap it up before then.
Yes.
So you know, it's really eye-opening, as I've said before. But do you have any events, anything going on this weekend that you?
There's a lot of events happening. There was nothing that I was interested into talking about.
The Growlers are playing tonight. And I was like, it was sold out. And when you got hip people like, you know, we have friend of the show, super fan Mike, was asking about it. I don't know if he can get tickets because it's sold out. But I also noticed that, you know, we got a lot of Mikes on the show. So Mike Merrill was going to the show, and I listened to him. It sounds like a pretty cool band, but it's sold out, so you can't go. And then also August 1st, which is tomorrow, Dramarama is playing at the Wonder Bar, which you know brings me back to the 90s when I would listen to Dramarama. When my brother had a cassette tape of Dramarama.
Did you hear about when the Flaming Lips came into town?
Yeah, it was Sunday. They played with, what's it called? What's his name? You know who I'm talking about.
Did you hear or see the social media posts from everybody who was there talking about how incredible it was?
I saw some people. I saw Ralph post a picture, and he was like, thank you, or something.
Because they said Asbury Park or something.
Yeah. Fucking rocks or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I love the Flaming Lips, but I didn't go to that. When was that, Sunday?
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't go. You didn't go?
No.
Did a bunch of our friends went outside of? I think they went on the boardwalk to check it out. I don't know if they went in. Although we have Connects, I wonder if Ralph got into the.
There's nobody that I listen. Do you know what I want to go see? I'm about to say Matchbox 20. I do want to see Matchbox 20, but
who doesn't?
I know, but I want to see who's coming for Asbury Shore Beach thing?
What he see
in
here
October?
now?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not October. I don't know what that is. When is See Here Now? Who's texting you? We got a show.
It's a flood warning. It's an emergency.
Oh man, is it crazy outside?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna just be sitting in my car like one.
Man, I'm supposed to go like. See Here Now is September 21st. So I don't know what '90s band you're talking about though. Although I'm super interested to find out.
You know, he's like the.
You know, he's
figurehead
like
of the '90s, like.
Oh man, that can go in so many different
pop.
directions.
Like everyone in high school loved this guy, Dave Matthews.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I would use my connects to get into that show for free.
Do you think you have the connects to get in?
Nope.
Should we have gotten tickets for this?
Yes.
We should have gotten tickets for this, huh?
One of us should have gotten
September 21st or 22nd. We could probably muster up we can get in there, right?
You know what?
What?
I was telling you, I know the guy who.
Oh yeah, how did you talk to the dude? Are we gonna get him on the show, or did what's his name scare him away?
Did I tell that story on the air?
No, you did not. And I don't think it's something
no,
that we
it's
should
not.
tell on the.
Because too many people listen to the show. That's a part of that story. But basically, in short, I did have an introduction to him, and I'm not sure because in that introduction didn't go as well as I would have hoped.
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen him.
By no fault of your own.
No.
Somebody just came in, and what I like to see, he just cockblocked you.
For a long time of uncomfortable conversation. So I have not had the opportunity to see that individual again. I'm really looking forward to it. I guess I need to go spend some more time at Mike and Heather's walking their dog so I can run into him.
Yeah. Totally by chance, but actually on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's a totally accidental coincidence, but it's actually happening because you planned it.
I can't think of anybody he reminds me of. He's the type of person who I would be afraid of. Like he's a very tough talker.
Intimidating?
Yeah, very much so.
Wow.
He'll tell you off with a smile on his face and then laugh about it later.
All right, whatever. It makes good pod. I don't care.
Like he definitely calls people nerds. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm a huge nerd, so
yeah.
come on. I don't mind.
I mean, like in high school, like he called kid like he was. I can see him being very lovely person, right? Very nice guy, but I could totally see him like back in the day being like a bully and pushing kids in lockers.
So here's something. My high school high school class president reached out, and we were so disorganized during the 10-year reunion for our high school get together that they didn't even do it. And now this woman now that I went to high school with, she reached back out and she's like, it's been like 20 whatever years since high school, and she wants to do a reunion. And she was talking about getting a venue in Red Bank, and somebody pointed out that like it's the same day as some breast cancer awareness whatever thing, and Red Bank's gonna be crazy. And part of me was like, maybe I should comment and be like, oh hey, you guys want to do it in Asbury Park? I could probably get something together, blah blah blah. But then another part of me was like, well, I'm listening to that book, Eat the Frog, and it says basically to not get involved in shit because you're too damn busy to worry about that.
So wait a minute. Your book that's supposed to be helping you with procrastination says don't get involved with things, and that's how we're going to solve your procrastination.
Yeah, because there's not enough time in your life to get everything. You're not going to get everything done that you want to do in life, so you might as well focus on certain things and get those things done. So like helping somebody plan a class reunion or trying to connect, like I don't know if I want that drama in my life, first of all. Second of all, I don't know how much I liked high school. So I don't know if I'm going to go to this thing. So why even, get involved, I don't know. Also, there's a lot of people from Middletown, so I don't know if they're like, they're a bunch of soccer moms now. I don't know if they want to come hang out in Asbury Park. They might be scared. They don't know about, how Asbury Park has changed.
Good. I mean, we don't want those nerds in here. They should be pushed into lockers.
Yeah, I don't know if did you go to your reunion?
Of course.
Did you really?
Yep. Showed up.
To judge people?
I was actually pretty cool. Like, I was the cool nerd. Like, I got invited to all the parties. I was like the last person on the invite list, but I was there.
I think I was the upper echelon of the nerdy misfit type people. So I wasn't like the complete outcast, and I was friendly with a majority of people, and plus our class was kind of small. I was voted most unique, which means
nerd.
Yeah, it means like I don't know what's going on with you, but we're gonna.
I was best laugh.
Oh really?
And teachers flirt or something.
Oh,
I flirt with them teachers.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I didn't no shade on anybody I went to high school with that I could think of. But I don't know if I really want to like be about that life.
I mean, how many years has to go? If you don't talk to these people and all the social media that's available,
I don't talk to anybody.
Then why do you have to have a party?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I don't, no hate. Maybe I will go. I don't know, but I don't know if I will go.
I'd go.
You would go? Maybe
yeah,
I'll
because
go.
I feel like I look better and better as time goes on, and I like to walk through and be like, y'all look worse and worse. Like, I see you.
True.
You look horrible. I look better.
I got to work on this, though.
Well, yeah.
I got to work on this. If I work on this, then maybe I should go.
Have you seen my high school picture?
I did. You look fly. You look so cool. You look totally cool.
No, I did not.
You did. You looked really cool. Didn't you have a little tiny mustache as
sure
well?
Did.
Oh my god. We got to get that picture up.
I'll put that picture up.
You know what? We should. I'll get my picture from high school, and you can get your. Was that your senior year?
That was the end of junior year. We took those pictures.
I had a plan, and people don't believe me, but I had a plan when I was in high. When I entered high school, I was 4'10". I looked like a complete goofball. I had these big glasses. I had braces, and when I was taking the picture, they're like, "Do you want to take your glasses off?" I'm like, "No," because I wanted my picture to be as dorky as possible.
Why?
Because I knew that at least by senior year, I wouldn't look like like a child. So like my senior year picture, I look like a mostly a normal person. But the freshman year picture is class. I just knew I'd want it to look as friggin' dorky as possible.
Yeah.
And I was
I didn't want to look like that. I just did anyway.
I was 4'10", and even the shortest girl, who was shorter than me freshman year, she wouldn't date me. I was like, oh, we're both short. I figured she'd want to, and she was like, no.
Why would she want to date you?
Well, you know what? I was a freshman in high school. I didn't know much, and it didn't really didn't happen. So.
I was just trying not to be noticed. That's all I wanted. Nobody to pay attention to me.
You looked really cool, I think.
I had a huge afro.
No, you had it was like cut. Nice.
And it was cut squared up. It was round, but it was like perfectly cut. That is so, oh my God.
Oh man, we got to wrap this up, but I did want to mention that I was over your house and your aunt came by. I love your aunt and her friend. They were awesome. And
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I was sitting there like, cause I was hanging out with Ralph and Wub, and we were doing our thing, but I couldn't help like hear you guys talking, and it was hilarious.
Oh,
it was very, very. Was she serious about her friend being in the Olympics?
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah, we looked it up afterwards, and yeah. I mean, not that we didn't believe it, but we wanted to like.
I couldn't tell if they were bullshitting.
No, it was my aunt May. Oh, she may be listening. She may tell a good story occasionally. Like, it's a true story, but she'll
embellish a
little bit sometimes, right? You know, we all do that, right? But it's not gonna. She was not gonna just like tell us a falsehood, and that's why I was like, because she was like, she's a gold medalist. So I was like, of what? Of which race? Of where? And then she's like, it's the Olympics. I was like, okay, cool, that's cool.
Well, and it was very interesting because, I've heard you talk on the phone with work, and you're very professional, and then you talk to me here, more casual. But when you're talking to your family, it's very familiar, and it's very interesting.
It's different?
It's a little I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's different.
What is it?
It's more like familiar, let's just say.
I don't know what that means.
It's more of an accent, let's just say.
An accent? A black accent? Are you trying to say I have a black accent?
Yeah. Well, Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, you're crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not true.
It was a little. It was interesting. Let's just put it that way. I loved it.
Maybe that's the way I normally talk when no one's around, and then when I'm in your presence or everyone else's presence, I have to talk like they speak. How about that?
Maybe that's it. But it was.
I'm gonna go home and ask everybody what I sound like when I talk to my family.
I think that's. I mean, I pick up a little like a Bayonne accent when I'm talking to my mom or that family. You know, not that I lived in Bayonne, but they did, and just growing up with that, you hear it, and like Lauren will make fun of me because I'll say things differently. But it's like you get around people that you're used to being around, and that's what happens.
That's funny. I never heard that before. That's funny.
Oh, it was great. I loved it. Okay. So upcoming, we got to figure out either this Friday or next Friday for Simmons and More.
Yeah, that's exciting.
They do like a late night.
It's got brown juice.
It's looser.
They're drinking.
Uh-oh.
They're talking politics.
We're gonna have to get an Uber.
I mean, you got to be ready for that show.
Oh man, I hope I am ready for that show. But anywho, that's do you have anything else to add, or
goodbye, everybody?
Guys, thank you so much for listening once again. This is Totally Local Podcast, where we talk about local events and happenings and colorful characters. Please find us on Instagram, totally_local_podcast. Our website, totallylocalpodcast.com. And just pay attention out there to the roads and walkways, because there are scooters coming.
Hold on to your windshield wipers.
Yeah, to get them checked regularly.
Apparently.
And that's it. That's it for the show. And we thank you all for listening. Check us out. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.